see what we can do here. Yeah, I look a little disheveled this morning probably. I'm just getting ready to go to the hospital to see my wife. She was very stable last night, and I took the opportunity to take care of a few things I needed to around the house here. And yeah, my hair looks a little longer probably than you seen last time. I haven't taken time to go get a haircut. I have no intention of going and getting a haircut anytime soon. And yeah, my camera's up there, so, and I look down here. It's just a habit I have. I felt I owed the people out there that have been trying to help me at least somewhat of an update. It has been a trying time the last little better than a month and a half, ever since the 4th of July when my wife fell and cracked her pelvis and broke a part of it in another area, so that both sides were affected, both right and left. And along the way, the different things that follow you when you're in bed for long periods of time, such as blood clots. She ended up with blood clots in both lungs, and it's restricted blood from getting to her lungs, which caused the heart to race. And her heart is racing like somebody that's running a race, literally. And she has a very strong constitution, and so the good Lord has, even though there's a lot of pressure on her probably to give up, she is still racing. She's fighting very hard to spend more time on this earth. Thank the Lord for that. But also I wanted to thank all those people that prayed for my wife. And along the way, there's been different times where I've had to wait in a waiting room or somewhere else. And there's been a few times where I had my computer or a way to look at some of the comments that were out there. And I appreciate all of you that have been on my wife's side and made those comments that were very uplifting, I would like to say. That you believe in my wife so much that you ask the Lord to give her life and to lift her suffering. I can't thank you enough. And to tell you that it has been a roller coaster ride. And every day that it seems like there's a step forward, it seems like something has happened, and we're facing a crisis. My wife has faced this crisis at least 4 times since July 4th. She's come very close to death. And there's times where I had to make a choice of moving forward or not. And all I've asked the surgeons to do in the Lord is to give her that chance that she is fighting so hard for, so that she might have that life. She's not, as far as I know, she's not ready to relinquish that yet at this time. And in the last day or so, after this last operation, they've woke her back up. She was being sustained with tubes in her chest to breathe for her. And she was given, they had 5 to 6 pumps pumping stuff into her, a portal they have up here by her neck. And in the last few days, they're giving her nourishments because she hasn't been able to eat solid foods for extended time. And they can't put anything into her stomach directly, or couldn't, because a lot of the bleeding was in that area. They had what they call like a pumper. It was beating with her heart, and she was losing blood very fast. I mean, she's not a very big person. She weighed less than 100 pounds when we went in. She's only about 5'1". She's pretty small by any standard. That she's alive is only by the grace of God and those that had a belief in her and prayed. To you, I thank you very much. There are a lot of people out there that said that it was karma, that this happened to my wife, that it was my fault. I would hope not. I don't believe the Lord would take it out on my wife. And quite frankly, in my heart, I don't believe I did anything wrong by standing up to someone I feel is a bully. And I don't think I was wrong for helping Michelle and John and Harley out when I did. And it took a long time for me to make that decision. It just didn't come overnight. And some said that I abandoned that family because I said goodbye on my channel. What I did is I happened to see where Michelle felt that those that had moved forward had done it without her asking, without her permission. And that, indeed, she had actually said that she was worse off now than she was before people like me got in there to help her out. And in her heart, if she believed that, then, and I said it was my fault for helping out, that she didn't ask me to. So those words were taken out of context by Mr. Hales, and he said that he's going to use it in the court of law to prove how I admitted that I was wrong for getting involved, and instantly thought I was guilty of attacking him, and that I was now admitting guilty to that. I am not. I still believe in the cause of why I got involved. I haven't changed it one bit. That the Lord is precious in my heart is because I realize that I'm only here by the will of God. When they talk about karma and the fact that what was happening in my life with my wife, it's hard for me to agree to that in any way whatsoever. My wife is a very good person. And in my heart, I believe that she deserves that chance to stay here as long as she wishes. And at this time, she's very thankful. She smiles when I tell her how many people out there have went out of their way to pray for her. Along the way, there was comments where some people, they donated some money so that I could stop and pick up a meal, a gift card. And they gave from their hearts. And I'm appreciative for it. And there was a remark out there that I'm eating steak while other people don't have anything to eat. I pray for those people that they have something in their stomach. And I sorely wish that all of them could have the gifts that I've had over my lifetime. I don't go around begging for anything. My channel, I don't make anything off this channel, folks. I did it because it's a hobby. Many times when I've went out there and asked for the Lord to do something for me, it's been from my heart for somebody else, not for my own self. Anytime I've said something on here about money, it's been to ask that somebody else would be taken care of monetarily, not myself. I don't have a PayPal for me. I don't have a chat, super chat, or whatever it is. My live shows, there's many people come on here that hate my guts that get on there and would like to see me shut down. For those, I wish they could really see things for what they really are, the gifts that the Lord gives us. Some of you say, well, he's not really a Christian. Well, I'm not a perfect Christian. I just try to live a Christian life. In my early beginnings, I spent a lot of time in the churches, and that may be why in my later years I hold more store in the fact that there's a Heavenly Father that created and guides us the best he can. But what we do is in our hands. We have that power. We do. We have a soul we've nurtured from the day he gave it to us. And the fact that we have a breath of air that he gave us. I'm reminded every time I take a breath that it was a gift. And the things that I did to damage my lungs, that was something that I did, knowingly did. And I'm reminded of it at times. But he's let me live a long time on this earth. I don't know what the reasons are, and the fact that I try to get other people to follow the path of a Christian, I'm berated for it because my imperfections aren't good enough for some. Maybe that's so for some. But there's a lot of people you can look at that if you feel they're better at doing it, please do that. I don't ask you to to think that I'm a minister or a preacher of any kind. I'm not. I'm not trained in any way. Sometimes I like to show you the blessings I've been given by our Lord. That's it. If you don't have to accept what I say or do or anything, most of the things I say or come from that are about Christianity come from the King James version of Christianity. But you don't have to be of my faith to be saved by the Lord. There's many people walk that path freely. Again, I came on here because I wanted to thank those that have stood up for my wife. And yes, I know the video's up there, and I'm not looking directly into it. I'm looking here at my computer. I seen some things said and done this last Sunday night that almost curdled the milk that we drink, makes it sour, makes us wish that we'd never taken a part of it. And that's how some of these things are, these videos. They're not good for your soul. Hate will never draw the goodness of the Lord into your heart. If you can't separate yourself from the evils out there, or the hate that drives people to attack others, you're going to have a rough time following that path of the Lord. Lord of goodness. I pray every day. And it isn't just for my wife and I pray for others. During my video, when I said that I was going to dismiss myself away from Michelle and her family, was because it was her request, not mine. And I said that. I was not doing it because I hate her in any way. In her speeches, she asks that she may lead the path that she wants. And the fact that because we gave of our heart or of our pockets, it had hurt her rather than helped her. Not my saying. Please don't attack me just because I'm doing as asked. It was out of the goodness of believing in Jesus Christ that I even got involved with helping her and her family. That's all. But in the same thing, I had told in that video that I would not stop praying for it, and I have not. And in fact, John has said multiple times that he's still praying for me. John is part of that family, and he has no problems whatsoever standing up for my wife. And to you, John, I really appreciate it. I want you to know that. And Michelle, I don't blame you whatsoever for asking that we stand back out of the way and that you're able to pursue your goals being uncovered. I never meant to shackle you in any way. I never said how to do something, that you had to do it. And in fact, I fully believe that each person has a right to choose those paths that they do. I'm not going to judge you out there in such a manner. It's not my right. And I'd ask you to do the same with me. Let the Lord do his will as it is. The fact that you don't, I'm not talking to Michelle and her family at this point, but the fact that those people out there that have thought that it's okay to attack, if you want to attack me, that's fine. But I can tell you this, my wife deserves none of that in any sense of the word. You know, there's some friends of mine that have did everything they can to help me out, and their reward for doing that is a lot of people have went after him. Robbie out there, he's been very verbal about backing me up. Lisa, she has to. Tori, Leslie, Dave has said things in my behalf. Super Dave. You know, there's so many people out there that have helped me, and their reward was to be attacked on a regular basis. And I haven't named all the channels itself on here at this time, but when I did do a shout out, there was a special out there by multiple channels going after it. Seems like there's nothing you can say that's right. Everything you say is incorrect or wrong or turned around or twisted, or whatever it is. If you look closely, you'll find out that the animosity, I just don't hold a lot of that in my heart. I try to let it go as quickly as it comes. I'm human. Well, maybe later I can get back on here as I get time and try to explain more of the ways of my beliefs or help that I've given, or the fact how I appreciate all those that have stepped up to the plate and did everything they can for my wife and I. When I say that there was 4 times that it was very close, it was. She was on the brink of not making it. I hated the role of having to say, let's move forward and take that chance to give her more life, because I didn't know what it would bring. I just went with a feeling and hoped that the Lord would follow through, and He has, over and over and over. My wife is not out of this yet. The fact that they woke her up the day before yesterday, and she was extremely sore and didn't know too much about what happened. She's been in a very deep sleep, induced sleep, so that she could heal some. They had to go up through her veins to put a coil in to block off the pumper that was inside. When they did that, her heart rate started to come back down to more of a normal level. Her breathing started to level out more. She was taking less blood. They were putting blood in and liquids, and she was bleeding out quicker than they could get it in there. And they were forcing it at one time. She was flown by helicopter to this latest hospital. She's been in 3. Different teams have worked on her. Different surgeons have been involved in this. You have to put a lot of trust into a lot of people. And the main trust has been in the Lord, that He provided those people and their skills to bring this one person up. And when she's awake, she's made friends with those doctors and those nurses and those helpers that were there with a smile, and she jokes with them. I said all I could do. I just don't have any more today. Please don't stop. Don't stop helping. Don't stop praying. I appreciate every one of you. Thank you.